Oh shit, those things. They exist in USA? I thought they were in Russia only. I've met that fucking thing once. You see, I grew up in a small village in my oblast, and there was a swamp nearby where partisans hanged out during World War II. Their common tactic was to lure the Fritz out to the swamp at night, get him stuck in the mud, shoot him, relieve him of all of his equipment, and drown the body. So the war is over, you guys nuke the Japanese, Cold War, all of that. And in about 40 years after the war, those things appeared. First, they just sucked blood from animals. You would wake up at 5 a.m. as usual, go to milk your cow, and see these weird-ass bite marks on their legs and sides. Looked kinda sorta like human, but a bit more space between teeth marks, and not tearing out anything, just the teeth marks. I am no expert in bite mark analysis though. It could have been something else, but villagers were dead convinced it were those things. All I know is that those bite marks appeared on cows and pigs, that they looked humanish, and that those bite marks got infected really fucking easily. I've spent crap load of time cleaning them with my grandpa, every fucking morning after it happened. We tried to guard the barns at night, but whenever we put a guy with a rifle to guard it, the night was quiet, and animals were fine. And whenever we decided that the threat has passed and stopped guarding, bite marks were back on that fucking night. Eventually, at a village gathering, everyone pitched in, and my neighbor Uncle Koya just took a trip to the city, and brought back 8 young dogs. We placed them near the barns, and everything was fine with the animals ever since. But then, a baby disappeared, just 7 houses away from me. The married couple there, the Kasakini, I believe was their surname, had 2 kids, a 9-year-old girl and a 1-year-old boy. One morning, they wake up, and the baby is gone. Just flat out gone. No signs of break-in, doors and windows are all perfectly locked, the attic and basement are all fine. No blood, nothing. The family moved out after that. So then, women going to the river for water at evenings start saying that they see figures in the swamp. Sometimes 1, sometimes 2. Looked vaguely human, but could have just been tree stumps. Nobody bothered with that, until one of the women got killed. She was an old woman, a babushka, who decided to gather some swamp berries. When she didn't come back, a search party was organized. They found her corpse with, and I'm not shitting you, her arm cut clean off. Not torn, not ripped, cut. Not even chop marks. I would love to add some spooky details like her face being stuck in permanent horror grin, but the glimpses that I caught of it over the backs of the crowd looked average. So the talk of the upir, which is a ghoul, started to go around. Some said that it's because Soviets blew up the churches back in the 40s. Some said it's the gypsies who were seen lately around the area. And around that time, the Chernobyl disaster occurred. So some people blamed radiation and American sabotage. So nothing much happened for a year, and then something weird happened. A local drunk, Uncle Misha, who fought in World War II and got shot in the leg, was fishing in the swamp, until he saw that figure. He immediately fell on his knees and started begging for his life. That thing just stood there, but he said he felt like if he would move, he would have his life ended right there. He cried and started praying. He said that the figure reminded him of a Nazi that he saw during the war, and he said, "Please do not shoot," in German. And what do you know? When he raised his head, the figure was gone. Although it could have been gone when he was praying, who the fuck knows. At first we just thought he was making shit up, but when another villager saw the figure, he begged for his life in German as well, following the example, and got away with it. It happened 4 more times since then. 3 times the people got away by begging for their lives in horrible German. And one time, we just found the body, with a throat ripped out. No clue if he said anything in German, or if it was something else. It's just, since then, in our village, it was decided that those are fascist corpses looking for partisans. And the old people, they said if we see one of them, to repeat, "Bitte nicht scheißen," over and over. And then, I saw one of them myself. I was black archaeologin in the swamp, trying to fish out any old World War II stuff that could be in the swamps. A guy of my age from the neighbor village found, no shit, a fucking Maz in there. All rusted and shit, but still, that was fucking cool. So, I was stalking around the swamp and I kinda lost track of the time. Back then, even a wristwatch was a luxury. So it's getting dark, and I turn home, only to see one of those fucking things. It was standing with its back on me. And the spookiest fucking part was that there was a tear in his chest and back, to which I could see. And it was clear that he was fucking hollow. Nothing inside, just a carcass made out of skin, swamp goop, and weeds. I dropped on my stomach, face into ground, and kept quiet. I didn't dare to look up. I was like that for a lot of time because I passed out, and got back to my senses only during deep night, because someone was screaming my name over and over. It was a search party, who assumed I was stuck in a swamp, or got attacked by those things. I ran to them, and never went to the swamp, ever again. My little trip didn't go unpunished though. I slightly fucked up my lungs from lying on damp cold ground for several hours in just my shirt. Ever since then, I'm having trouble breathing when I'm physically exercising. Somewhere between 95 and 2005, the village died out. No workplaces, no commodities, so everyone kinda moved out, or drank themselves to death. I still wonder if that thing is out there, and, well, what the fuck was it? To be fair, to this day, I don't really buy that it was a undead fascist. But who the hell knows? I've kept quiet about it. But here you guys are, discussing them.